Greetings, welcome to the Mid-Missouri Kayak and Weather Report for August 2022. At 11:40 on Wednesday, August 10th, the temperature is 82 degrees. We're predicted to have a high of 85 by 4 o'clock, so it's 82 already. I'm sure we'll surpass that. Into the 90s by the weekend and 96 on Sunday, and then mid-80s the week after that. First chance of rain is slight chance on Tuesday. We had a heavy downpour 2 nights ago, so I figured that the water level would be high enough here at the Honey Creek access for me to get upstream, and it is. It is. In fact, with the mud on the ramp, I would have thought that the water was at least a couple feet higher, probably earlier today or yesterday. But now as I came downstream, I've seen signs where the water was actually probably 5 to 6 feet higher. Still not the highest I've been on here, because this ledge that's right back here behind me, I've actually been able to touch it and put my hand up flat, and I can just barely reach it right now. But it is high enough for me to steer my kayak up onto a ledge right here. Something I've not been able to do before, so it's just particular for this water level. I was able to get into Honey Creek itself, and I paddled in about 1/10 of a mile. No, less than 1/10 of a mile, probably 0.07. And I started hitting gravel. I saw a blue heron fly out of there before I got to it, a great blue heron, and as I went into there, there was a red-tailed hawk flying low right ahead of me, like 50 feet ahead of me, and zoom, and it was gone. That was pretty cool. Other than that, I've seen one swallow. And here, this spot right here with this ledge is where I quite often see swallows. Not quite noon yet, so I've been able to go along the bank and actually get shade from the trees. I've been in the shade probably a minimum of half the time. In fact, right now is the most on this side of the stream. When I first started out, the shade was on the other side of the stream, so that tells you the course of the river. It's winding. And yeah, sweating. It's like 82 feels like 84. It's only like a 53% humidity, but yeah. It's warm, so that's all it takes. Okay, so there you go. Not a lot going on. Writing. I've been working on my collection. I've got it up to 59 poems, so I would like to get that published. That would be nice. But it's up to 59 poems. And I've been, actually, I went over some of my old poetry that was not in it, and I was able to edit them in a way that they fit into the flow of that collection. So, and on top of that, I'm still doing my poem maybe every other day. So yeah, I've been doing Zoom sessions with the Columbia Writers Guild. Typically, there's one that is held well, it'll be held Wednesday? Yeah, it'll be held this evening. But I've done 2 of them in the past week that were special sessions. One was the monthly guild meeting was put off, so they did breakout sessions that did Zoom sessions for different genres, and so poetry, and it was a critique. There were 7 of us, I think. And we each had a poem that could go up on the screen share, and get some ideas about those poems. So that worked out well. Worked out well for me too, and I heard some great poetry. I'm going to be meeting for coffee one of the people who apparently is new to the guild, and he was in the last 2 sessions, and I'm going to meet him for coffee tomorrow if that works out. So yeah, travel. We will be on the road later this month for a couple of weeks, and going to Reading, Pennsylvania to visit with Ron, hoping to see Scott Murray, two poets who were actually in the Philly area, one in Jersey and one just north of Philly. I'm going to try to meet up with them together. Back to Erie, where we're going to a bed and breakfast, then to an Airbnb near Peak and Peak in western New York, almost on the Pennsylvania line, and then the Glen Iris Inn. Yeah, Glen Iris Inn for a couple of nights. Then up to Buffalo for 3 days or so. Drive home. Hit Cleveland and Indianapolis. We plan to go to the Kurt Vonnegut Museum and Library, and it's in his former home. So looking forward to that too. So yeah, so it'll be a nice trip. 3,000 miles by the time we're done. Yeah. Car's holding up. I just put new tires on it. I'd had to put a tire on back around March or so. I got a puncture that was so close to the sidewall that it couldn't be repaired. And I thought, well, you know what, I can make the rest of the tires last a while. Well, looking at them now, I decided, you know what, they probably have 3,000 to 5,000 miles, and I'm going to be putting 3,000 on this trip. So I got the other 3 tires. So that's all taken care of. And hopefully that'll be it and make this car last another year before I get something else. All right, well, that's about it. I'm hoping to see some birds. You know, maybe I'll see a heron. I will paddle upstream. I've come a mile, but that included that little jog in and out of Honey Creek. So I go upstream another to where I'm a point of 2 miles upstream, and then I'll head back. The current is swift enough, I say swift, that I can actually see things moving downstream, and that's not typical. I mean, well, yeah, it is when it's not low, right? So, yeah. I think what I'll do is I'll drift, because my app can tell me, Map My Fitness, it can actually tell me how fast I'm going. So if I let myself drift with the current for about 2 minutes, it should give me my speed, an accurate speed. I'll check that out. All right. I decided to go downstream past my launch point, which I've done before, and you can't get much more than 1/10.5 of a mile, which is where I am right now. There's a nice rock ledge that's always along here, usually a little higher above the water when I'm here. But there's what is actually a shoal on an island that I usually cannot get past. It's right there. And I've walked onto that, but the water level is so high right now that I couldn't get off there without walking through the water. And there actually is a bypass around it. And usually this is just trickling past here, but now I could actually go past that. Except that if I went further downstream, I'd have to walk back through that because I couldn't paddle against it. So, yeah. This has been your Mid-Missouri Kayak and Weather Report for August 2022. Ciao, folks, and vlog on.